Did you ever want to feel like a cowboy and explore the Old West with your friends? And when I say explore, I mean rob stores and people? Of course you did. Now, unfortunately, I can't send you back in time, but I can do the next best thing, make a game about it. Before I start explaining my progress, I'm sorry for using the AI voice. I'm only using it because I sound like a dyslexic 10-year-old when I'm speaking English. So trust me, this is the better option. I've been playing some Red Dead Redemption recently, and damn, that game is good. In fact, it's so good that I decided to make my own cowboy game. I wanted to make a game where you play as a cowboy and explore and rob a random town with your friends. I'm not fully sure how it's going to work, but for now the idea is that you're going to have to decide what house you want to rob and eliminate everyone inside before the rest of the town finds out. If one of your friends gets arrested, you're going to have to get them out of jail. There's also going to be wanted posters, so you can also be a bounty hunter. But that's all in the future. Okay, I'll stop edging you. Here's what I made so far. First, I opened Blender, which is the software for creating 3D models, and made some houses. Now, you might be wondering why the models in Blender look so much different than the ones earlier. That's because of my custom shader and post-processing that definitely didn't take me multiple days and hundreds of YouTube videos to figure out. You might also be wondering why I made the graphics first, instead of making a prototype and checking if it would even be fun to play, which is something that every other game developer does. And that's a great question that I don't have the answer to. Anyways, as I previously said, the graphics are made from shaders and post-processing. I'll start with the shaders since they're easier to explain. The game is using custom toon shading. Basically, when the light interacts with an object in a realistic way, the part where the light directly hits is the brightest, and it slowly becomes darker the further we go from that point. In toon shading, there's a set number of color variants that change from the point of contact to the opposite side that give the object a cartoony look. The post-processing, on the other hand, creates outlines on everything. For every pixel on the screen, it checks 4 pixels around it. If they're different enough, they get Disney-fied. Get it? Because they become black.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyways, after I was done with graphics, I needed some ground to place my buildings on. I decided to make it procedural because I want the game to have high replay value. This actually isn't that complicated. First, we have to choose the maximum and minimum height. After that, we just need a purlin texture. To turn this into numbers, we're going to set black as the minimum height and white as the maximum. Every other shade is a number between these two. The last thing we have to do is choose how zoomed in we are on the texture and give it a random offset. After that, we can create vertices and assign them their corresponding height. Spawning houses is actually not that complicated. I can just choose a bunch of spawn points and randomly choose which building goes where and with what rotation. To decide how high it should be, I can just shoot a raycast from the bottom of the building and check the Y coordinates of the ground. Okay, it's gonna get more interesting from now, I promise. To play as a cowboy, we first need a cowboy model. And because this is a multiplayer game, we need 2 models. One for the first person and one for the third person view. I low-key might change this later, but that's how it looks like for now. Hi, this is me from the future. I have no idea why I thought I had to make 2 separate models. I could have just used the same model no matter if you're in first person or if you're looking at another player's model. Not gonna lie, I might have to do an autism test one of these days. You've probably noticed that bro over here has scribbles for eyes. Their main use is gonna be to express the NPC's emotions. For an example, when they're scared, they'll be yellow, bigger, and switch faster. I know. Peak game design. This is probably how Picasso felt. Or at least that's what I wish I could say, but they're only here because they look goofy and I was too lazy to make real eyes. I have to say the model doesn't look bad at all. I mean, just look at those eyes. That's the look of a cold killer. Anyways, now that we have the player, we also need a gun. So I made this piece of art. I don't want to flex, but this shiz looks good AF. I mean, that doesn't matter because it's going to be next to this piece of shiz, so you won't really notice it. But it's still cool. Anyways, after stealing the script from my previous game, we can now move our cowboy. Obviously, we also need to be able to shoot at stuff. So I took a look at the script, And after some tweaking, the revolver is now fully functional. Except for the bullet trail. That sometimes doesn't work. And I don't have a reload animation. And I still didn't make the script that checks if you actually shot something. But hey, at least I made this comic bubble that pops up when you shoot. Yeah, future me is gonna have a lot of fun with this. Anyways, I also made some buildings for the world. Of course, we have the saloon, the jail, the bank, and the general store that. Wait, $10 for a can of beans? Inflation really got everyone. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Quick shout out. If you like puzzle games, you can check out my other game, Wrong Escape on Steam. It just got a visual update, so that should be fun, maybe. And, like and subscribe if you want to see more of my goofy game, and yeah, that's it.